Hello and welcome to another quizzing evening. If somebody in the chat can confirm that we are live, quizzing with evening is a thing that we try and do twice a month. Every fortnight is the target where two esteemed members of our membership program come over and we get one guest. And these are usually themed quizzes. So we've done a lot of these in the past. You guys can go through the playlist. We did IPL and we've done Independence Day, Republic Day, Oscars, pop music, bunch of different themes. And today we are doing a very unique thing. We are going back to the 90s and going through 90s video games. These are games that were probably launched in the 90s or were really popular in the 90s. These are all fun, as always, fun, easy. Quick quiz will wrap up in like 30 minutes or so. We have two members. Let me call them first. And hello, everyone in the chat. Fuzal, so nice to see you. Our first contestant has been on Quizzing with Members earlier, Quizzing Evenings also earlier, quiz show also, I think. Give it up for Narendran Nair.
Hi, Kvizzing.
Naren, how are you? I feel like now I know most of our members like a friend. So I'm like, hey Naren, how was the trip to Germany? How is life? How was Euro?
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Naren, how was Euro? We still
Euro, I couldn't
supporting.
face my German colleagues.
Mm,
I couldn't face my German colleagues
of course, of
after
course.
the loss of
Yeah,
Germany, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
half of them
yeah.
are crying. And it was
Yeah.
happening in Germany, so it was like big
And
punch.
and the worst part is Spain actually went on to win the tournament. So you feel really bad. You know what I mean? When you get defeated by a team,
Yeah,
but you wish कि
I
यार
know.
तुम लोग हार जाना please.
Hard.
Naren, who
Exactly.
were you supporting in Euros?
I was, for some reason, supporting England. I
Ah,
really wanted England to win.
no.
But then इस साल कप नम दे हो गया इंग्लैंड का
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Okay.
भी.
Our next contestant is also a football fan, has been on quizzing so many times. Also, we met in person in the Ahmedabad quiz shows. Give it up for Nikunj.
Hey KV, hey Naren.
Welcome back to quizzing. Nikunj, what's up in life? How was Euro? How was your experience? Were you supporting a particular team or like watching as a new?
Supporting Portugal again, Ronaldo, Bruno, but unfortunately they just blew it up big time. So
Mm-hmm.
did not get the courage to watch more Euros. But this was following it up on a lot of different channels, but देखा नहीं फिर आगे.
Are you one of those Ronaldo supporters who are justifying around कि नहीं नहीं सही है यार, he deserved to play for 120 minutes and
He
all
did
that?
not. He
He
did
did
not.
not. Nice.
He did not.
Nice. Nice. Okay. On that note, our guest for the evening, fans of many things, but particularly 90s video games, it seems, fellow cricket fan. Give it up for Sorabh Pant. Sorabh Pant is here for the first time on Quizzing Evening.
Good evening, friends. Good evening. Narendran, I'd like to say that my favorite car in the world is Mercedes, and Nikunj, I would like to say that Elecon is a great electronics company. Yes, I have followed you on LinkedIn to get these details about your lives for reasons that I cannot explain.
Sorabh,
This
how
is
was
amazing.
T20 World Cup? Of course, it was great, but
Why do you asking about Euro and all? Yeah, Euro, fantastic it was. It was a great football game where the ball was on one end and then the next twice and then once and something happened. It was Alcaraz. Alcaraz, come on.
Okay, Saurabh, Jwalant Mudde, yani today's burning topic, I'll ask you, what's your take on Sanju Samson not being selected and Rituraj Gaikwad being dropped as backup opener and Riyan Parag in the team, but Abhishek Sharma is dropped. What is happening with Indian cricket selection?
Dude, I honestly, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Okay, like we are just like we always, I like how Hardik Pandya is captain of one thing but not captain of the other thing,
Hmm.
and it's great. It's just absolute and utter chaos. Like Sanju Samson yeah, he should I think get Shashi Tharoor on board and start a protest across Kerala. Like get all like UAE funding to figure out a way to dethrone the BCCI. But actually, more importantly, you're right. Abhishek Sharma not being in the side is absolute bullshit.
Hmm.
Ruturaj Gaikwad and all I can live with. Sanju Samson maybe, but
Hmm.
Abhishek Sharma no chance, man. He's India's most explosive batter out there in white ball cricket right now.
Hmm.
And Spain won the Euro. That part I know. I'm just trying to show off my sport knowledge, guys. I don't even follow football, but I was very happy that England did win. I
Yeah.
have no clue, but I was like, because anything that makes more people miserable makes me happy.
Fair, fair, fair,
So yeah,
fair.
But yeah, it's absolute
Sanju Samson. Just a quick question. I thought Sanju Samson is there in the T20 team.
No, today the new team got announced.
They announced it today. I saw that Sanju Samson's name was there in the T20, not in the ODI.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like a lot of Sanju Samson supporter, like myself, we feel like he deserves more chance. Justice for Sanju. Come on, they bring him, they warm him on the bench, then they drop him. Then they, so what's happening with Sanju Samson?
Dude, I love the idea that he's good enough to make it to the 15 of the World Cup, but not good enough to make it to a B-side playing in Zimbabwe. I'm like, what logic is this? How does this even make sense? So yeah, I'm much like KV. I mean, because also KV, like when you think about it, right, Sanju Samson is the prototype for people like us. Because even we feel like we are underrated. Right now, it might be that we have no rating, like we are not worth rating. But in our heads, we are like, "अरे हमको भी life में नहीं मिला और अपने संजू को भी नहीं मिल रहा." So we are like him. He's a kindred spirit.
Yes. Support to Sanju. Always.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Talking of outdoor sports, now we'll move to indoor video games. It's time to celebrate some 90s video games. And can all of you see the screen? 3 of you?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Looks like Sanju was dropped to make room for KL Rahul, says Akhil in the chat. Whoa. Okay. Kshitij, did you also read Amit Mishra's comment? Amit Mishra's podcast is viral now on internet.
Listen, dude, if you not, so you know what I like is that there's always these cricketers or actors or whoever, anybody who's been in an industry for a long time, और सालों से किसी ने उनसे बात ही नहीं की है. Right? तो उनके अंदर ये सब गुस्सा कि अब कोई बात कर ले, अभी मैं सब रिलीज करूंगा. So Amit Mishra has been waiting for 15 years for somebody to talk to him, just for him to say Virat Kohli overrated. That's great. Loved it. He shat on everybody. I thoroughly enjoyed.
Yeah, it was proper one of those green room conversation. 10-15 साल से भरा बैठा है. Like विराट बदल गया यार भाई. विराट बदल गया. रोहित नहीं बदला. विराट.
Dude, I met Kullu in the green room yesterday. Okay, we were doing a lineup show in Habitat, and Kullu, I know him and I love him. Like he's a very likable guy, but he was being very distant yesterday. And in my head, I'm like, should I pull a Amit Mishra on him? Ki Kullu badal gaya hai. Like I prefer other young comedians like Tanmay Bhatt.
Okay, cool. 8 questions. You all have done quizzing, so you all know how this works. There'll be 2 audience questions. Audience, if you're joining us for the first time, there will be 2 audience questions. In fact, I think the very first question will be an audience question. And yeah, everything else is the same. Shout out to Anshuman, Sushant, and Shashank, who's joined our team now. All my juniors from FMS. Shashank is actually second year. Even Sushant is currently FMS student. So shout out to FMS Delhi. First direct to Narendran, but we'll go to the audience first. Okay, audience, this is for you. Arguably, one of the best PC games of all time. This game was one of the first to have a storyline structure that is commonplace in modern games. It contained pop culture references to Star Trek, The Simpsons, and the game itself has been referenced in pop culture, including in Wall-E, GTA San Andreas, Counter-Strike, Condition Zero, etc. Now, the big clue to differentiate this video game from other video games is that which game with the 11th letter of Greek alphabet as its quite apt logo are we talking about? So, okay, audience, apart from the fact that this is one of the most iconic games ever with a storyline structure, etc., and really popular in pop culture, their logo is the Greek alphabet. Okay, that is a big clue. Let's see who answered before anyone else. And fantastic, Aman Mathur. Well done. Aman Mathur answered before anyone else. Shyam Gopal, shout out to you as well. A lot of you said Lambda, but that's the alphabet. But we were looking at the game. You 3, you want to give a shot? Just for no points.
Life.
What game I'm talking about?
Half-Life.
Half-Life, yes. We are talking about Half-Life. Well done, anyone in the chat who said Half-Life. Jay Kumar, Lucifer. We are talking about Half-Life.
Dude, I honestly, I was predicting Chacha Chaudhary and the Goblet of Sabu. Have you played that game? It was released by Pran.
जब भी साबू को गुस्सा आता है तो जुपिटर पे वोल्केनो फटता है. It's one of the most iconic pop culture scene created ever. Yeah. What a mind, Pran. Oof, insane.
By the way, KV, I have to mention that the reason I chose this quiz was because when we were speaking at about 1 o'clock in the night, उस टाइम पे मैं Fallout 76 obsessively खेल रहा था, ठीक है? तो मैंने सोचा कि भाई 90s में क्या वीडियो गेम्स होती थी, and then I started going through some quizzes online and I realized I know nothing about 90s.
No. But all the answers today are like very, very
Yeah.
mainstream popular. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Naren, you're direct. Set in the fictional town of Ilsmouth in 1910, the game Shadow of the Comet, released in 1993, follows journalist John T. Parker as he investigates strange occurrences linked to Halley's Comet. The game delves into themes of cosmic horror, ancient gods, and the fragility of sanity, creating an eerie and suspenseful adventure. In addition to a game walkthrough, all game dialogue, and a disc of saved games, the book includes the story The Call of Tulu. Who was the person behind this story who is known for his fantasy writing? So, we are talking about a certain writer, essentially, known for fantasy writing. His book or his story, The Call of Tulu, is a big part of this particular video game that we are looking at, which is called Shadow of the Comet. Which writer are we talking about?
Is it Douglas Adams?
Not Douglas Adams, going to Nikunj.
Is it J.R.R. Martin?
Not Gerard Martin, going to Sorabh.
H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft, 12 points there to Sorabh. We're talking about H.P. Lovecraft, The Call of Tulu, and of course, one of the most iconic writer in general and science fiction in particular. And people in the chat who got before anyone else is an electronics guy. And Sorabh Manjrekar, talking of cricket, Sorabh Manjrekar and Abhay Kashyap and Disha, you're all right. It is Lovecraft. Yes, Sorabh, fan of Lovecraft?
I like Tullu. What is that? What is that Bollywood reference? Do you remember what this was?
Babaji Ka
Babaji
Tullu.
Ka-
Babaji Ka
Babaji
Tullu.
Ka
The Call of Tullu.
Call of Tullu. Talking about Call of Kullu, Aditya Kulchestra. No, but H.P. Lovecraft is one of those people whose names keep popping up everywhere. And you try and read one of his books and you're like, "Ye kya likha hai bhai?"
Yeah.
It is absolute senseless ramblings.
Yeah.
I mean, I tried to read one of his books, I couldn't get it, but I remember this name keeps popping up. His full form is, by the way, Harry Potter Lovecraft. So
Yeah.
just mentioning that as a thing. But his
Yeah.
name keeps popping up, but I've literally
Yeah.
read nothing by him.
Nice, Naren. Nice. Talking of great authors, I would always highly recommend vote for Pant, but don't. By Sorabh Pant. Love this book. Genuinely love this book. I read a few pages every time. I read chapter 5 called Fraud, the Golden Ticket. Beautiful book. Yes, yes.
It's all about nations who give you golden tickets for a price and how it's been exploited in the UK by multiple people. Yeah.
Nice. 12 points to Saurabh for H.P. Lovecraft. Going back to Naren for the next question. Naren, this classic 1984 game, so released in the 80s but very popular in the 90s, introduced players to a beloved yet often infuriating sidekick who had a penchant for mocking failed attempts at hitting airborne targets. The game utilized a unique peripheral that aimed to bring a more immersive experience, much like the clay pigeon shooting minigames in subsequent titles. Despite being a simple shooting game, its popularity led to the inclusion of its main duo as fighters in a popular crossover fighting series. The dog from this game is not only remembered for his annoying laugh, but has also been listed among the most notable canines in gaming history. Which game are we talking about?
Is this Duck Hunt?
Yeah.
Yes,
It is.
yes, it is Duck Hunt. Naren gets 10 points. We are talking about Duck Hunt, and this is the dog.
You know, we had to buy a separate gun along with the
Ye-
joystick to
Yeah,
actually
that-
play this.
So yeah, you had to connect it separately, sir. It was a huge investment.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that
And
time.
it always stopped working after like 2 months, right? And then you have to go like and just figure out what.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Talking about ducks and hunting, I mean, I don't know if this is the appropriate time to talk about like things that are ducks and, if anybody's understanding what I'm implying. Yeah, KV's got it.
I think so. Are we talking about guns? Okay.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, Kanchan in the chat. Thank you so much, Kanchan, for your super chat. Hi, she says, hi, KV. Thanks to Saurabh and you for the knowledge I have. Hey, thanks,
Wow.
Kanchan. I don't know what knowledge we have
I
given,
think
but
mainly KV, yeah.
no. Saurabh, your podcasts are, of course, oh, so good. But Justice to Metal and Akhil Pisharodi and you guys also got Duck Hunt before anyone else. And Fuzail, Abhishek, nicely done. There are times when I've destroyed my TV while trying to shoot, says Akhil Pisharodi. Disha says, this is my first video game ever. Yes, Okay, 10 points
No,
to
but
Narendran.
what I'm just curious, what technology did it even basis on? Because you're pointing the gun at the TV, right? But I mean, just the technology back then, I still don't know how it worked.
Naren,
Yeah,
Nikunj,
you both seem
any,
like people who understand these things.
yeah, Naren, any knowledge from your
He's
German
like,
colleagues on guns? No?
Infrared, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that was my guess as well, but no, I have
oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely no idea.
Cool.
Makes
People
sense.
in
More
the chat, you
interested
have
in
a job
saying,
before we end the stream. We need answers from you in the chat to tell us the tech in layman's term. What was the tech behind Duck Hunt? Okay. 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 It works on similar lines of mouse pointer, says Akhil Pisharodi. Okay. Cool. Okay. Next direct to Nikunj. Nikunj, this 1993 first-person shooting game is considered the father of shooting games, even though it was not the first one in the genre, but due to its impact on FPS games. Even though it has its own controversies, especially being associated with the rise of gun culture in the USA, most infamously, in the case of Columbine gun shooting of the year 1999, the game has also had visible cultural impact. It has a subreddit called It Runs Dash and a website canitrun-org, which track odd equipment such as ultrasound machines, vibrators, toasters, etc. running this game. What game are we talking about?
I'm confused between two. Is this Doom?
It is Doom. Yes, it is Doom, starring Abhishek Bachchan, Uday Chopra, and
I was confused between this and Wolfenstein because that also came around the same time.
Correct. Even in the chat, Abhishek Saluja said Wolfenstein. But Justice to Metal, Aman Mathur, you guys got Doom before anyone else. Abhishek Vats also got it. And somebody has replied saying infrared. Fuzal has said infrared was the
Yeah, I
answer.
think infrared makes more sense than what Akhil Pisharudi wrote. Because Akhil
Yeah.
just said it works like a mouse. And I'm like, that's not answering the question. It's like, how does a TV work? And you're like, it works like the monitor of a laptop. Akhil, you should be ashamed of yourself. I love you. Add me on. I mean, we are anyway connected on WhatsApp. So,
Akhil was like, हाँ एक कुत्ता भी है डक भी है तो माउस भी डाल ही देता Okay, cool. Altair 7 says, if I were designing it, it would put an infrared LED in the guns as well as a sensor to capture the reflection. Since the ducks were white, it would reflect back well to be captured by the gun.
yeah.
Okay.
By the
Too
way,
much.
the Duck Hunt inspired an app. And that app was actually the original name of that app was called Fuck Hunt. And I'm talking about Tinder.
End of the first half. 10 points to Narendran, 10 to Nikunj, 12 to Sorabh. Okay. Second half starts now, but first question will be to the audience. Audience, this 1994 arcade game designed by the same creator behind a famous fighting and racing game series brought a revolutionary change to light gun shooters with a real-time 3D polygon graphics. Despite initial skepticism, it became a commercial success, allowing players to target specific body parts and shoot through glass. Ported to Sega Saturn and Windows, it featured a training mode with a random shooting gallery. This game inspired later hits like Time Crisis and GoldenEye 007 and was also known as Squad in North America. What game are we talking about? Oh, what a speed! Nishant Bhai, well done. And Justice to Metal as well. Both of you, any hint from the panel? Any guesses from the panel? For no points.
I recall the screen and that, but I can't. I'm just blanking out on the name.
No problem. The answer is Virtua Cop.
Yeah,
Virtua Cop.
Absolutely.
Virtua Cop.
Now,
Virtua
Nikunj
Cop.
seems to know all these things, man.
Yeah. And somebody, Fuzal has said in the chat that for that fucking thing, just give the trophy to Saurabh for anything. GM24 has said, thanks, Saurabh. I was watching this quiz with my fam. Thank you so much.
Never watch anything I'm doing with your family. It's a lesson learned.
Okay, cool. Now back to the panel. Saurabh, this will be your direct. This game was created as a response to the predominance of male protagonists in video games. Core Design originally conceived a male lead for the game, but fearing comparisons to Indiana Jones, they decided to switch to a female protagonist. She was designed to be a strong, independent adventurer who could appeal to a broad audience. The game is split into 4 zones: Peru, Greece, Egypt, and the lost continent of Atlantis. The game is presented in third person perspective. The female character is always visible, and the camera follows the action by focusing on her shoulders by default. But the player can take manual control of the camera to get a better look at an area. Which character or slash game are we talking about?
By the way, this game also inspired Indian paparazzi a lot.
Hmm.
Right, that whole like, madam, guess who's bum? And I'm like, what? This is like so fucking creepy.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, we're talking about the answer is what if Lara Datta married Robert Croft?
Yes, that is correct. 501 not out points to Saurabh for this. Lara Croft. Okay, 10 points there to Saurabh. Well done, people in the chat. A lot of you got Tomb Raider, Croft, both acceptable answers.
And
Sorry, Saurabh.
by the way, the gaming community is furious with Lara Croft because like apparently everybody's saying that they've really done a woke version, quote unquote, this year, and everybody's furious about the fact that it's basically taken away the fun. And I don't know what the fun. I've not played the game. All I've read, I'm assuming it's the camera angles.
Yeah. Aman Mathur, Dev Parekh, both of you got it right before anyone else. Shout out to Fuzal and Ankit. Well done. We are talking about Lara Croft, Tomb Raider. 10 points there to Saurabh. Next direct will be to Nikunj. Nikunj, set in a dystopian future Los Angeles, the game follows Ray McCoy, an elite detective charged with hunting down a group of dangerous replicants. The narrative is interwoven with elements from both the movie and the novel, featuring a branching storyline that depends on player choices. Themes of identity, humanity, and morality are central to the experience. Which game is this which has some connection with Philip K. Dick's novel, Two Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Okay, this is the novel, Philip K. Dick's Two Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. It has some connection with the book. And one big clue is movie. So there is also a movie with the same name as the book, like an iconic movie.
Thanking. Just give me 1 second. Just give me a minute. I'm just thinking on it.
Tab tak I'll ask some cricket doubt from Saurabh. Saurabh, you think Sky, there is a whole news thing happening that Suryakumar Yadav should be our next T20 captain? Any?
So, dude, I love because abhi cricket websites mein kuch bhi conspiracies chalu hai, where they're like Gautam Gambhir has told BCCI, like the whole organization he's told that he doesn't want a captain who's injury prone. Because Hardik was out for 6 months, and I'm like, I think Surya Kumar Yadav was also out for 4 months, so I don't think this makes any sense. So I don't know, man. I think Hardik was a decent captain. He was like doing pretty well. I mean, barring what has happened with the Mumbai Indians thing, jiska baare mein kisi ko malum nahi. Like I love Sky, but like every time you see any batter like of Sky's level, like AB de Villiers or whoever, you're like, bhai, I don't want this guy to be distracted by captaincy. I just want him to play like bindas. But he's got a decent captaincy record, so let's see, man. Some people also they're like, "Arey Gambhir ko remote control chahiye." They create whatever conspiracies you have. By the way, I have to say, Philip K. Dick is a fantastic sci-fi. He's probably one of my favorite authors of all time. And if anybody reads sci-fi, try and read Philip K. Dick because he does a lot of sci-fi, which is like very comedic also. And it's like really funny and really bizarre and really like existential stuff. So if you get the chance, check it out.
Yep.
Okay. I am blanking out on a name, but just to take a guess, is it Minority Report by any chance? Just to take a guess.
No, not Minority Report. Going to Naren.
Pretty sure not Bhumkesh Bakshi.
I think Akhil also wrote in the chat, oh, movie also, then it has to be Hera Fairy.
No idea. I'll pass.
Okay, going to Saurabh.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. 12 points there to Saurabh. It is Blade Runner. Of course, Blade Runner, the movie, I mean, early 80s classic, based on the book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep.
Fantastic book, dude. If you get the chance to read it, what a great book.
Yes,
and it's very different from
right.
if you've even seen Blade Runner, very different, way more and also funny, man. It's a funny fucking book. It's really quite entertaining. So yeah, Philip K. Dick is awesome, and he was a bizarre guy, and he died penniless, and he used to write books for money and not get paid much, and then he was one of those people who made it after he died. So that's my expectation of my career also.
Wasn't the movie called, was a movie called Blade Runner 2050 or something of that sort?
That's the new one, yeah.
That's
the
the
new
new
one.
one.
The
That
first
was
That's a
his
new one. Okay.
sequel.
Blade Runner 2049.
Ryan Gosling,
Yeah.
Harrison
Achha.
Ford.
Yeah.
OG Black Runner, sorry, Blade Runner, Harrison Ford. He came back in the sequel as well. And yeah, okay, cool.
Listen, I
Sorry.
want to see the movie Black Runner. I want to see movie released by Hollywood right now.
Starring Usain Bolt. Come on.
Usain Bolt's biopic.
I didn't want to go there, but you went there, KV.
Yes, I did. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I can go to the boy A-Train. He's also a Black Runner.
Yeah, A-Train. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, in that movie, Usain Bolt has tied a tire to his back and running through the Sahara Desert.
Yeah. Bag Usain.
Barack Hussein Obama? Did you say? Sorry.
Okay. Going to Nikunj now for the last question of the quiz. Quick, fast, nice. In 2013, Nikunj, George Romero said it was the video games Dash and the House of the Dead more than anything else that popularized zombies in early 21st century popular culture. In a 2015 interview with Huffington Post, screenwriter-director Alex Garland credited the original video game as a primary influence on his script for the horror film 28 Days Later in 2002. Which game is this that was released first in 1996 and was conceived by the producer Tokuro Fujiwara as a remake of his 1989 horror game Sweet Home? So basically the video game that made zombies popular.
Played any such? I'm just thinking of video games with zombies.
Now, though, every video game is with zombies, well, now
Yeah,
every video game, like everything has a version, and they all change the name. Like in Fallout, it's ghouls. In something else, it's something else.
Zombies. Okay, and it came in 1996. 1996, which was the years that looked there.
The first
Yeah.
Dash came out in 1996.
KV, did you play a lot of? Do you play a lot of video games or what? While Nikunj is thinking.
Me?
Yeah.
The
Like
only
right
game
now,
now,
do you play?
the only game I play now is a game called Football Manager. And I've played it for many years. And I literally, Saurabh, you won't believe, but I mean, you will believe, I'm sure. I literally live a parallel life where I am a football manager. Like, you won't believe the kind of things. I literally went to bed last night thinking Klopp has given a statement that Kumar Varun is under pressure. That he has to win against Manchester City this weekend or he'll be fired. और मैं legit लेके साले क्लॉप मेरे से बात कर लेता है यार पेपर में बात करने के पहले I legit I am obsessed with that game because also with time I realize I can't play games that too much involvement is needed. So Football Manager you don't have to do too much. You just have to strategize, press conference, team selection, training, trading, and when the match starts, you're just watching as a manager. So you can do other things while the match is on. It's crazy. It has taken over my life for the last 7-8 years.
My
Almost
God.
10 years now.
It's like Dream 11 without the profit and loss.
Yes.
Yeah.
I keep thinking, oh, yaar, kal mere, it has affected my life so much that when I see these players like in their own matches, I have my impressions based on my interactions with them in the game. So I saw Jota in Euro playing for Portugal and I was like, भाई तेरे को नया कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे रहा था तू इतना शाना क्या बन रहा है बे? तेरे को बेचता हूँ मैं अभी बेचता हूँ मैं रुक. It's just too much. But Saurabh, do you play? I mean, of course, you said you do.
I bought a gaming laptop and I'm just obsessively been playing Fallout 76 and I'm on level 40. And then on Xbox, this thing it says how many hours you played. And it said I bought this laptop I think a month back. I have played 150 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I need to sell this laptop because I need to do some work also at some stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I
sorry,
pass.
Naren.
I can't recall any such game. I pass.
Okay, going to Naren.
Go, Goa, gone.
Unite.
Yeah.
Um, this is Resident Evil.
Yes,
Correct.
of course. Japanese was also a hint in some sense. Japanese
Yeah.
horror game and zombies, of course. We are talking about Resident Evil. 11 points to Naren, and that actually brings us to the end of this quiz. I'll just see the chat quickly. Resident Evil, Simran Pawar, Akhil Pisharodi, you're all right. Fuzail, you're also right. First Resident Evil, yes. Justice to Metal, you're also right. Quick question, is the membership not open anymore? Of course it's open. Just check the sublink somewhere. You'll find it. Okay. Football Manager is so expensive. इतना भी नहीं है अभी तो. Contra is sad. Contra was not an answer. Yeah, we only could have 8 answers. But sorry.
I
I
thought
bought-
that Super Smash Bros would be an answer because
Super
Super Smash Bros
Smash
is the game that I've played a lot.
Yeah.
Super Smash Bros. was it in the Mario universe or what? Or was it
Yeah,
something
yeah,
else?
yeah.
Okay,
It was
I
Well,
never
Mario
played that.
playable characters,
brothers with a lot
late
of
90s,
characters.
if I'm not wrong.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Dude,
Sorry,
like,
what is your favorite, like
I-
all-time favorite?
dude, I
video
was
game?
obsessed with Mario Brothers. Like, I was obsessed. Like, right now, we control my sons and daughters' TV time. And I'm like, हम लोग का तो कुछ ऐसा नहीं था ये पूरी नहीं टाइम पास कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर. And it was madness. Yeah. Like first time I remember, dude, first time I finished Mario Brothers, I've never been more impressed with myself in my entire life. Like it was an achievement, boss. Like till the end to get there. Narendra, you were saying something. Sorry.
I just played Mario and Contra a couple of days ago. There's this thing going on Instagram about
Yeah,
retro games.
I have
I
just
bought
placed an
that.
order for the same, by the way.
I bought that a couple of weeks back, and it's amazing. It's just those games exactly as they were.
Yeah.
I was a big so again in my school we had a computer class in which they had Dangerous Dave and Prince of Persia. Those were my first two
Dave.
experiences of the games
Dave.
that were there,
Dave.
and then obviously moved on to Mario and other games. But Dangerous Dave and Prince of Persia was my first exposure to video games per se.
Dude, did you see the videos of how they figured out the movements of the character based on the gaming developer's son just jumping all across the place? It was very cool, man. It's just his son jumping. So that's why like Prince of Persia, the jumps and all are all very legit seeming. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, man.
Quizzing with members question. Just wanna.
Yeah, sorry, please. Huh?
No. I was saying this whole funda we put recently in a Quizzing with members episode.
Oh, okay.
The sun story and some initial images of the sun and where was it used? And answer was Prince of Persia.
Yeah.
KV, as we've discussed before, both our algorithms drive us towards the same content.
Yes. Yes. Sorabh and I are the only people who discuss Praveen Kumar late in the night. Just want to say it out loud. Okay, guys, that's the end of the quiz. I had promised Sorabh that he'll be free in time for his shows later. Formality ke liye scores: Naren on 21, Nikunj on 10, and the winner is Sorabh Pant with 34 points.
Hey, this is the first quiz I've ever won, dude.
Whoa!
After like
90s
18
video games.
attempts. Maybe I do know 90s video games.
Thank you so much to people in the chat for joining. And Sorabh, anything you want to plug? Anything coming up? Any shows? Anything?
Oh yeah. I have a show coming up in Hyderabad on 27th and 28th, which is called Boys School, which is stories about boys' school, and also a lot of topical content and some weird bits that I'm working on. Also happening in Bangalore next month, and might be announcing a few shows in Singapore and London. And head to my YouTube stand-up page because I met a guy in my building, and he asked me a very relevant question. He's like, "You're still doing stand-up?" Yeah, I'm still doing stand-up. I've never stopped. So I've been uploading a lot more content than before. So head to Pant on Fire and check out some stand-up clips that I'm constantly doing.
Yes, it's tagged in the title of this video, your YouTube channel. So just click there. User experience is delightful. Thank you so much, Naren. Thank you so much, Nikunj. Always a pleasure to see you guys. And thank you everyone in the chat. Keep playing video games. Thank you so much. Ending stream now.
Pleasure.
Thanks a lot. Bye, everybody.